It is a personal pleasure and honor to welcome, in the name of the Classics Department of Tel Aviv University, Sir Geoffrey Lloyd of Cambridge University, the 2013 Dan David Prize Laureate in the pastime dimension. Last night at the awards ceremony, we heard a great deal about Sir Geoffrey's virtues and accomplishments. And last night, he himself gave a very edifying talk on the importance of humanity, both because of our limitations as human beings and because of our capacities as human beings. This morning, we move to a format which many Greeks, especially those engaging in philosophy, believe to be a better method for gaining understanding and insight, and that is dialectic, from lecture to dialectic. So Geoffrey will be in dialogue with 4 scholars and scientists on the cutting edge of their very modern fields. And their fields, although described by Greek names, were not imagined, nor perhaps could have been imagined, by the ancients. Cytotaxonomy, lithics, paleoecology, epigenetics, behavioral ecology, although especially after the discovery of the Archimedes palimpsest, we should probably avoid arrogant modernist statements about what the ancients could or could not have imagined. But despite the advanced, sophisticated areas of science represented here at this table, the main subject is in fact as old as Greek civilization, the opposition of physis and nomos, here translated as nature and culture, culture not being paideia, of course, but a kind of a constructed society. And ancient Greek culture, ancient Greek literature is, of course, suffused with this. No more poignant reflection on human culture can be found than the chorus, in famous or notorious, depending on your point of view, in Sophocles' Antigone, which praises human works and culture. The chorus calls man or human beings pantoporos, aporos epudan erchetai tomelon. In Jeb's translation, he has resource for everything, pantoporos. Lacking resource in nothing, he strides towards what must come. From death alone he shall procure no escape, but from baffling diseases he has devised flights. But then the chorus goes on. Sofonti tomechanoen techna super elpid echon, totem men kakon, alot epestlon herpe, nomus gerayon chthonos theon ten orkon dikan hupsipolis. Possessing resourceful skill, a subtlety beyond expectation, he moves now to evil, now to good. Now to evil, now to good. Totem en kakon, alot epestlon herpe. When he honors the laws of the land and justice of the gods, to which he is bound by oath, his city prospers. Hupsipolis. And it is just such ambiguities, questions, problems, hazards, for which we need philosophy and a deep study of humanities and dialogues, such as the one we anticipate this morning. I now turn it over to Dr. Orna Harari of the Philosophy and Classics departments of this university.
It is an honor and a personal delight to hold this round table with the Dan David Prize Laureate, Professor Geoffrey Lloyd. The Dan David Prize was given this year for the study of the modern legacy of the ancient world. I assume that the rationale behind this choice lies in the saying, often uttered and heard, that classical culture is at the roots of Western civilization. If I need to say in one sentence how Professor Lloyd transformed our understanding of classical thought, I say that he taught us that this saying is not a cliché. He brought to light the importance of the study of classical thought not by finding the germs of modern ideas in the writings of ancient thinkers as many of his predecessors did, nor did he treat classical writings as the ideal to which we should aspire as the humanists did. Rather, he approached classical writings from an anthropologic perspective, thereby showing us that they contain invaluable data from which we can learn about human thought in general. A representative example of this approach is found in Professor Lloyd's book, Cognitive Variations, Reflections on the Unity and Diversity of the Human Mind. In this book, Professor Lloyd addresses the question whether culture can be explained in terms of nature, or in other words, whether we can ground human culture in our biological constitution. In addressing this question, Professor Lloyd used material from his vast and diverse studies in Chinese ancient sources, showing that they cast doubt on attempts made by modern biologists, anthropologists, linguists, and others to regard perception, language, emotions, and other aspects of human behavior as a universal and natural. In this roundtable, Geoffrey Lloyd will continue this dialogue between classical thought and modern social and natural sciences with the evolutionary biologist, Professor Amos Zehavi, the anthropologist, Stephen Rosen, the linguist, Daniel Dor, and the philosopher of science, Chava Eva Yablonka. I'm happy to invite Professor Lloyd to open this discussion.
Thank you very much. Where do I stand up?